the Gargano top kit by We Are Knitters is... Yay, congratulations! If you won, check your email. And if you didn't win, that's okay because I still have a coupon code for you for 15% off on anything for We Are Knitters. The coupon code is iKNITS, W-A-K. Okay, so let's start knitting this Gargano top. Click the link under the video to buy this kit. All you need to make this top is size 11 needles, size 4 worsted weight yarn, and a tapestry needle. We are going to use 2 strands of yarn held together, and we need to make a slip knot. What you do is you grab your yarn, you're holding them together, right? So it's just like one big strand. Then you cross them over, then you grab the one that's underneath and you pull it through the loop. And then get one of your needles and you pull tight. To cast on, this is how I hold my yarn. Then I come over here and I pick this yarn up, go all the way over and in between and pull. Okay, do it again. So I have 1, 2, 3. If you need more help on how to cast on, click this video right here. So you keep doing this until you have 53 stitches. Now I'm doing the size medium. If you're doing a different size, then just look above here and it'll tell you how many to cast on. For rows 1 through 4 is do a 1 by 1 rib. So for rows 1 and 3, you're going to do a knit 1, purl 1. We knit 1. And purl 1. So when we knit, our yarn is in the back. Then we go from the front to the back. Bring our yarn around counterclockwise, come up and pull off. For the purl, our yarn comes in the front. Then we go from the back to the front. Bring our yarn around counterclockwise, go up and off. Okay? So we knit 1, and purl 1 all the way to the end of the row. Okay, and our last stitch is a knit. Then when you're done with that row, you just flip it over. Pretty neat. Now for rows 2 and 4, you're going to purl 1, knit 1. Okay, here's my purl, and then we knit. And as you can see, this is purl, and then this V is a knit. So when there's like a bump, you know you need to purl. Knit, purl, knit, purl. That's how you tell which one you're on. Okay, so I will meet you at row 5. Now for rows 5 through 8, you're going to do the stockinette stitch. So for rows 5 and 7, the odd rows, you knit every stitch, okay? And the even rows, rows 6 and 8, you are going to purl all the way to the end of the row. Okay, now we're only going to be using 1 strand of yarn. So just pick up 1 strand and knit. You have 2 options. You can either cut the yarn that you aren't going to be using because you're using 1 strand right now, and then later on you can just join in, or you can keep your yarn onto the side. So that's what I'm going to do, so I don't have to have all these ends that I have to weave in later. So what you do, it's really simple. All you're going to do is twist both of these yarns, and then that will keep that yarn up. So with every odd row, when you start over on the side, just twist your yarn like that. And make sure you knit with the right yarn. And see how it's up there? All right. Now we knit with 2 strands again. Yay! So we just pick those up. See, they're right next to each other. And you knit. Alright, so just keep repeating, using 1 strand when the pattern tells you to, and when you need to use 2 strands. Okay, so this is what mine looks like. Now we're going to shape the armholes. And for the odd rows, we have to decrease. So this is how we do it. We first knit 1 stitch. Single decrease. Slip 1 stitch knitwise. So we put our needle as if we were going to knit, right? But we just slip it off. And then we knit the next stitch. Then we take the stitch that we just slipped, we bring it over the stitch that we knitted and off our needle. So we just decreased 1 stitch. Yay! Also, for the rest of the pattern, you are going to be holding the yarn double to make another decrease. We slip our first stitch knitwise, and then we knit our next stitch. Bring this slip stitch over and off our needle. We have 5 stitches left. We knit 2 together. And then we knit 2 together again. And then we just knit our last stitch. Keep following along with the written pattern to complete the armholes. Okay, now we are going to shape the neck. And then we're going to cast off 15 stitches. So what we do is we knit 2 because we want to cast off this one, right? So we need to knit another one. And we pick it up and we take it over and off our needle. Okay, and then we need to knit another one so that we can take this stitch off. Okay, that's 2 that we've casted off. 3. Okay, 4. Keep doing this 15 times. Okay, so you casted off 15 stitches. You have 1 left on your right needle, and then you have 8 stitches on your left needle. So that's perfect. This is what yours should look like. So we're going to forget about this one, just leave it on your needle, and we will work these 9 stitches. Okay, with my last stitch, I just kind of pull the yarn out, enough for me to weave the ends, cut it, and then I pull the yarn off. Okay, and then for your other side, this is how we join our yarn. So get my yarn, I have like a little loop, and I put the loop over my needle. So you're gonna leave a tail so you can weave in the ends later. And then you purl one, then you put the tail back down. 2. Remember, we are casting off the first 3 stitches. And then just keep following along with what the pattern says. It's just like the one that we just did, so you should be good. And you cast off the same way. Okay, so you have your back and then your front, and so you just lay them together on top of each other. The right sides are facing each other, so you have the bumps on the top and the back, okay? So I have my front on the top, and so this is my back. And what we're going to do is stitch these two together. One of your ends of your yarn should be long enough. If it's not, then you just get one piece of yarn and you add it on to the very top right here. And then what we're going to do is go through. So I have mine up here. I already looped it through my needle. And then I'm going to go through. You want to go through these stitches for sure, because you don't want to have those big bumps. You kind of want it to be seamless. So you can either go through two of them or just the first ones. And then you want to go through those. And then you want to go through the last stitch right there. Okay, and then you'll tie a knot, and then you can weave this in later. And here comes kind of the tricky part. Okay, so we're on the back side. This is the side that we sewed together, right? We're going to be on the opposite side, starting right here. What we're doing is we're picking up stitches. So from here, it will be 47 stitches. And then back on this side will be 47 stitches. So all together there will be 94 stitches that you have to pick up. The tricky part is trying to do it evenly. So if I were you, I would try to find the center of this and pick up 23. That'll kind of help you distribute your stitches evenly. I'm going to go through this stitch, will be my first stitch. You grab your yarn and you make a little loop. You pick up your stitch. Okay, go through this loop. And I'm going to hold my tail with this one so it just doesn't fall out. And you pick up your stitches like that. And this will make your neckline look a lot nicer. And in order to get 47 on both sides, I'm having to go through these little knot looking ones, like every other one. So I go through that one, and then I go through this one, and then I'll skip that knot, and then I'll do this one, and then I'll do this knot. Now after all of this work, we're just going to cast it off. Okay, it's like, oh, I just picked up the stitches and now I'm going to take them off the needle? What? But yes, that's what we're doing. And you guys know how to cast off or bind off. Now make sure that your top is still reversed inside out, and you need to sew on the other side. So now you sew the body where the armpits are, so you have to line those up, okay? And then what I do for my yarn, I kind of go up and down where I'm going to sew, and I do it, I like triple the size, and then cut your yarn. Okay, so I just lined my armpits up. You have like 2 little knots here, so that kind of makes it easy. And then you just kind of do what you did on the top of your tank top. You just go through both sides and you pull. And I have a knot. I might need to double the knot so it stays on there. And then you go through the next ones. Okay. And then you just keep going all the way down. And then you do the other side the exact same way. I hope you had fun and enjoyed watching this video. If you did and you want to make something else with me, then here are some options. Or you can just go to my page and look at all of my other videos.